Hey guys, welcome to Adventure Camping. I'm Tactical Nut and I'm here to do a review today on the Mosin Nagant 9130. This is a Russian rifle developed in 1891 but first primarily used in World War II. The model that I have here was made in 1942, which I know was not the best year for the rifle to be made, but when I checked it over when I got it, all matching serial numbers, had not been re-arsenaled, the rifling was still in excellent condition and hadn't been counterbored. So, very impressed with it so far. I've had two opportunities to go out and shoot it. So I kind of wanted to give you my initial impressions and describe the rifle a little bit. After I've used it some more, I'll give an update to tell you how it's continued to hold up and shoot. So we'll start with 48-inch rifle. It is pretty long. Little heavy, it's about 8.5 pounds as it is. Holds 5 rounds in the magazine, which is chambered in a 7.62 by 54R. As you can see, chamber's open, has been safety checked, no ammunition in there, so no risk of it being fired. Has adjustable rear sight, which says it can be adjusted up to 2,000 yards. Personally, there's no way I would attempt a shot at that range iron sighted, or probably even with the scope, since I'm not that much of an expert. But for the limited shooting that I have done with it, it has proven to be a very accurate rifle. When you're doing your part, proper breathing control, trigger control, the rifle is going to do its part. Does have, as you can see here, a metal buttstock. This, for me, I'm definitely going to do something about, get a recoil pad for, because this gun has a lot of recoil to it, so any kind of extended shooting gets to be pretty painful. First time I took it all out, shot about 20 rounds, and my shoulder was pretty sore. So definitely going to get a recoil pad for it. But other than that, very smooth bolt, easy to use, easy to engage. I have seen on YouTube, and a lot of people would talk about the trigger not being all that great. This one, very smooth, very crisp break, so I have no complaints about that whatsoever. I haven't done anything to the gun whatsoever aside from cleaning it. I'm probably going to end up refinishing the stock, cleaning it up a little bit, maybe even make it a project gun eventually. Possible, if I get another one, then make one of the two a project gun. I know a lot of people have their opinions on altering World War II weapons. But in my opinion, I mean, this was, what, 37 million made. I don't see these skyrocketing in value at all. This is also not a hex bolt receiver on here. So, I mean, could it go up in value? Yeah, it could. But, you know, in my opinion, I don't see that happening. So this one I may make into a project gun, or get another one and make that one a project gun and kind of keep this one in the original condition. But it comes with, from the place that I got it at Gander Mountain, your oil and solvent can for cleaning, bayonet, and then your cleaning kit and tools for doing so. Now, I have done research that says not to use the cleaning kits that come with it because they can damage the barrel. So the couple of times that I've cleaned it, I've just used the aftermarket modern day cleaning equipment, and it's done really well. I will say that there wasn't any cosmoline or anything on the stock or in the chamber, in the barrel, anything like that. But if you get one of these, definitely clean it before you shoot it, because when I cleaned this one, it had appeared as if somebody had shot it a lot and then put it away. Wasn't any cosmoline in the barrel, but there was a lot of gunpowder residue in there. So highly recommend, if you get one, definitely clean it before you go out and shoot. I do like the sights though. I will say that I could get a clean sight picture. I will probably paint the front sight white or maybe another color, because on a black on black target that I was kind of shooting at first, it's kind of easy to lose the front sight on the target, so you're guessing just a little bit. And I may even eventually get a stock for it, or I mean a scope. I did some shooting at about 100 yards last weekend. Shot a pretty good group, I gotta say. Shot a really good group, but it would have been way easier to shoot with the scope as opposed to just holding in the same place in a target and hoping that you're going to hit where you're aiming. The first time I took it out shooting, I was probably maybe 60 yards, I would say. In my shot group, I got a target here. For the most part, I would say it was really good. Let's see if I can get a little closer in on the camera for you. Now, I did have one flyer up here. One got away a little bit here. This and this and this were where two of them were where I hung the target. One, there was a hole in it already. But as you can see, I would say a pretty good group overall. That was about 20 rounds right there. Had a lot of fun doing it. Like I said, shoulder did hurt quite a bit afterwards. So a recoil pad would be necessary. But this is definitely a rifle. I love World War II history, or mostly history in general, but World War II I've been studying for a very long time. So to get this as a gift for Christmas was, you know, almost a dream come true. Anyone and everyone who likes to shoot, you like to shoot rifles, I highly recommend getting one of these. They're not very expensive. The one I got from Gander Mountain was $150. So as far as rifles goes, very inexpensive. The ammunition, the 7.62x54R, you can get pretty inexpensive as well. They were about $11 a box for 20 rounds. You can get what they call a spam can of 440 rounds. Depending on where you get it, anywhere from $89 is what they have advertised on Cheaper Than Dirt. Gander Mountain sells it for $130. So I guess with shipping from Cheaper Than Dirt, you're probably going to save yourself about $15. But I mean, that's a lot of rounds, a lot of shooting for a very inexpensive price. I can't tell you enough how much I liked this rifle, how much I enjoyed shooting it. The only problem though is if you want to get a sling for this, you have to get what they call a dog collar sling. I haven't found one in any store that I've looked at, and I've looked at quite a few, so you're pretty much going to have to go on eBay or Amazon to find a sling that will fit it, but they're pretty inexpensive. I think about average price was about $15, so I'll be getting one of those soon. But yeah, like I said, I mean, absolutely loved shooting it. 5-round capacity for this kind of caliber. I mean, I have no complaints about that. Would I like more? Yeah, but for your shoulder, okay, maybe not so much. Unless you get a recoil pad and you got something to take a lot of that pain out of there. But yeah, I mean, great gun, highly accurate. Could be a great project gun, or maybe stored in its original condition. But if you're going to get in a rifle and you like history, get yourself one of these. I can't say enough about it. It was so exciting to get out there and shoot a piece of actual history. Like I said, this was made in 1942, so I mean, the likelihood that this was used in combat is probably pretty high. They're still using this today in Iraq, Afghanistan, mostly third world countries and stuff, but that just shows you the durability and the reliability out of these, is that if it's been used this many years later, I mean, you've got a good quality rifle here. Just make sure that if you're going to buy one, look for it to be, if it's been re-arsenaled, which there'll be some markings on the stock. You won't be able to see it on camera, but it kind of has a line through it if it's been re-arsenaled. You look through the barrel. You can put a round through in the top of the barrel. If it goes all the way down to the neck of the round, then it's been counterbored. This one had not been so. I used a flashlight, looked through the barrel, saw no pitting, rusting. Rifling still was in perfect condition. So I was very pleased to get this one because I knew what I was getting was going to be good. So if you want a piece of history, or if you just like shooting, get you a Mosin Nagant 9130. There's even different models. Some are smaller, paratrooper models, so to speak. But this one, I've got no complaints about. Love it. Absolutely love it. If I have to give it a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably going to give it an 8 because the bolt can stick a little bit once you've shot, and it started to heat up some. And there's still butt plate, which obviously at that time, rifles didn't come with them, recoil pads and stuff like that. So this will kind of dig into your shoulder because that is steel, maybe 1/8 of an inch, and so that can hurt quite a bit. But other than that, I mean, you just can't complain about it. So, all right, this is my review. Hope it helped you maybe make a decision on whether you want to purchase one of these or not, and if it would be a good purchase. Some places you can find a little bit cheaper, but I think the demand has started to increase, so $150 to $200 is more than likely what you're going to find. Scope for it, Cheaper Than Dirt has one with the mount for $130, $140, so you're almost doubling the price of the gun to get a scope for it, but I'm probably going to do that anyway, just because shooting at longer range will be much easier. So, like I said, hope this helps. I love it. So always, as you remember, be prepared and have fun.